Arsenal, man, them. Arsenal are capitulating. What we saying? Yo, D, are you feeling nervous right now, bro? Are you? Cause, bro, what's going on, man? One win in 5.
Yeah, you know what? I said this before. I said, let me tell you the actual problem is, yeah. The issue is, and it's, I'm guilty of it as well, is that we were too busy focused on that. We've only won 1 in 5 in the Premier League. Like, we've had a very bad run in the Premier League for the last few games, and we've been focusing on the Champions League more than we've been focusing on the Premier League. And you can't do that at this level. That's the problem. Like, we're playing teams and we're saying, oh, let's just focus on the Champions League, and we can't do that. It's complacency, and it's happened from not so much Arteta because he played the full team and tried to win, but from myself, from fan base, from players. We're saying rest play. You can't rest players against Bournemouth. You can't, like, but they've done a double over us. So that's the facts of it. The facts of the matter is we were complacent in it. We've been focusing on the Champions League and the Champions League only, and you can't do that. Otherwise, you're going to lose games. Simple as that. Clear as day.
You lost that game, yeah, with a very strong side because you were complacent.
Yeah, 100%.
There wasn't nothing to do with the wing play, the crosses that were catching man out.
Obviously, there's tactical things, but I'm saying the real main issue is that not because we're complacent. We've been focusing on the. This is
what you gooners like to do. You like to run away from what's actually happened in the game, right? The reality in this game is
What's this guy talking about? You just love debating, innit? What are you talking about? What did I say that you disagree with?
You just agreed. You just agreed, bro.
One second. What did I say that you disagreed with? No, wait. I want him to answer this question. What did I say that
you're a serious politician? People become a politician.
Wait, one second. What did I say just there that you disagreed with? You tell me.
Let's talk about the game tactically, bro.
Let's talk about what I said that you didn't agree with.
No, but Don, you're not getting it. You're moving it on. Everything you just said, you agreed with. Now you're trying to tell more.
What did I say that you disagreed with?
You're talking about they've got complacent, yeah. But bro, why have you got all these draws, bro? Yeah. Why have you dropped so many?
Did you not hear what I said? Am I speaking? I need to know if I'm speaking a different language or not. Like, what language am I? I'm speaking.
Let me ask you a direct question.
The question is, Said asked me, yeah, what's going on, and I said we've won 1 in 5 in the Premier League because what we've done as a community, not just players. I'm talking about me as well. People online, we've been focusing on the Champions League more than the league. And at this level, you can't do that. You have to focus on the next game and take it as seriously as that. That's the reason why we've been.
Yeah, but Arteta starting that team the other day, does that mean that he's really focusing on the Champions League? Because PSG, they changed their whole team, right? That's what you would expect at this stage, right? So
not PSG. I'm talking about. You can do that. You can do that in the French league. You can't do that in the Premier League. That's why we've got 1 in 5.
Come on now, man. We've seen many, bro. When United played, they changed their team up over the weekend, bro. They changed it up.
And United lost.
And they're 3-0 up, and they're 3-0 up.
United.
But Arsenal fans wouldn't be pissed if you lot lost if you had changed the team, right? Exactly. If you're going to start that team, you better win.
Facts. You're going to risk.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
You better win. Yeah, you better win.
You're wrong.
He's right. If you make that sort of game and you're playing that amount of players, you got to win that game, bro.
You got to win the game.
Yeah, we've got to win the game. But I'm saying the point I'm making is we've had we've got complacent. It's not just this game. We've not won. We've got 1 in 5, 1 win in 5. It's not. You're just talking about one game. It's been 5 games.
He's saying mentality-wise.
You're saying just one game. You're talking about Bournemouth because Bournemouth was the other day. But this has been going on. Crystal Palace. It happened before Everton. It's just been going on for 5 years.
You've had this issue all season, though. You've had this issue all season.
You know what, Don?
What issue are you talking about?
I actually disagree with you. Yeah,
what's the issue?
I want to know what he's talking about.
No, I'm talking about your team in general, bro. Right? Going back to fucking December. I told Roms from December, you've got nothing to worry about. This is your league. You know what I mean? He was telling me, which one Odegaard.
You always talk about other people's teams. Why are you telling Roms you ain't got nothing to worry about? Why you tell your team you got nothing to worry about? You're not Roms.
I'm talking about other teams because I watch.
Why? You don't need to tell Roms you got nothing to worry about. I
was watching. D, let me tell you something, bro. Yeah, when you lot first competed, the year you first competed, right? I could see you lot were serious from pre-season. Because don't forget, you beat Chelsea 4-0 in that pre-season, right? I had Chelsea fans that were telling me Arsenal aren't serious. I was literally telling them, bro, this is a different Arsenal. They are serious, bro. Right? These wins right now is not by mistake. I could see it from pre-season, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this time round, I was telling Roms from December, yeah, you man, Arsenal ain't gonna touch you because I could see you're lacking like real consistent creativity. I could see you had a problem up top in terms of your striking problem, right? In the midfield, like I keep saying, yes, Declan Rice can do a job as an 8, but you haven't really got that creative spark, right? And it's no surprise that you've drawn about 13 games this season.
We beat you so easily at our ground.
Okay, no, you can talk about that game in isolation.
So
no
that's
problem.
what I'm saying.
That game was
another man's
on both sides. D, that game was hold on, D.
Let me respond to what you're saying.
D, you're deflecting. Bro.
Let me respond to what you're saying. Let me respond to what you're saying.
Hold on, D. You have dropped the most points from a winning position in the league, right? You've conceded the most set pieces in the league, right? You have drawn one of the most draws in the league, bro. And I kept telling people during the season, these men keep drawing games because they're not getting over the line. What's helping them to stay in games is a defense.
But you're a guru. What, you're a guru now? You're a guru.
Their attack here, in terms of creating chances and that, you're not free flowing, bro. You know what I mean? You're really not.
I don't understand. I don't understand. The point you're making is that you saw that Liverpool were going to win the league. Is that what you're saying?
That's the point I'm making. Yes.
Well, yes. I don't get your point. The point is that the question that
you just told me my point. You just told me my point. People calling me a hater. I was right about your team.
Yeah, what would you write about? I don't even know what side. I don't even
about your team.
I don't even know what
team didn't come close to Liverpool. Your team's right.
What I'm saying is talking for so long. I haven't even got a chance to respond. And I don't know what point.
Okay, D, you respond. By the way, Saliba, Real Madrid are basically saying, "Yo, we're coming after you next." That is mad.
I wouldn't be.
I want to debunk one of Don's points earlier, yeah? And I know I'm side and LB, you agree, yeah? Do you know why I would say normally if you've got a big game on the horizon and the league's done, you do rotate. But do you know I actually agree with Arteta's selection for this game, right? Like he said, Arsenal have got one win. I didn't even know that, by the way, D. I did not know that stat, but they've got one win in their last 5 games, right? If you go to the context of this game, they need some morale. We always say momentum's key, winning's key. I feel like, let's say Arteta heavily rotated and they got battered by Bournemouth. That's not the type of feeling you want going on into this PSG game. In my opinion, for this one game, I think it was the right selection. Yeah, you can say, but what if players got injured? But let's be honest, players can get injured anyway and training and whatnot. But this game, I think that Arsenal team need a win. And I think Arteta thought, we need a win going into this PSG game. No, listen to me though. I mean, before the game, though, because you're saying you're saying you don't agree with the selection, right? Yes or no? You don't agree with the selection.
I don't.
What I'm trying to say is, for this game in isolation, I agree with the selection because they haven't won in ages. I can't even remember your last win. Like you said, it's 1 win in 5. They need some momentum. They need a morale booster going into that PSG game. So I actually agree with this starting 11. But the fact they didn't get over the line is concerning because, like you said, they started that strong team. So the fact they didn't win.
Do you know what it is, Roms? Yeah. Do you know what it is? Not so funny about. Do you know what's so funny about this? Yeah, is since when do people get criticised for starting a strong team in the Premier League? That's weird to me. Like the Premier League, we all know
a semi-final against PSG that you won.
I understand we've got a semi-final against PSG, but you can see that we started our full team and still lost anyway. So it shows that even with a second string team, it's not guaranteed that you're going to win in the Premier League. So I don't understand where we're going. That we should be started a
because he risked players that are crucial for your next game in a game that you lost.
I don't understand. What does that mean?
It's very simple.
What do you mean you risk players? So if we had won, you saying it's the right decision?
No, because I'm with Don. I don't think he should have started that team anyway.
That's my point. So either way, it's neither. You're saying that he shouldn't have started the full team regardless. That's the point you're making, right?
Correct.
And I'm saying with our full team, we didn't even win. So how can we say we shouldn't have started our full team? We have to win in the Premier League.
Game. I assume Don's with me that we don't give a fuck about that game. If I'm from an Arsenal point of view, just play your kids, get beat, and then we're on to PSG.
Absolutely not.
You need morale. We know what momentum's like.
You risked all your players for PSG.
No way. You just give up a Premier League win. That don't even make sense.
You could have started equaling them, man.
You know, we're not deep in. The bigger issue is that Arsenal not playing well at the minute as well. Like that's the bigger talking point. Like Odegaard, Stinker. People are not even talking about Saka not being great. I don't know what you lot think.
Yeah, he's not.
Saka, you know what I mean? He's got under the radar. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think Ahmad Diallo's got more.
You know what it is, Said? I think they're lifting.
Hey, you're shameless.
I mean, that man says Starboy second. I mean, when we
Bro,
got
the,
to say,
the
man,
funny thing about it is people
Crazy, bro.
will say,
I
oh,
don't
you're in the
use it.
top 4 race, so they'll
Crazy.
banter us for being in the top 4 race now all of a sudden, but then banter us when we play our full team. It doesn't make sense.